Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. World Update 15 is now available for all of us on Microsoft Flight Simulator. A month or so of work, isn't it? But we are going to be checking it out throughout today's journey. We're in the 737-800 with the cargo version, the BDSF, which is the BDSF Special Freighter variant, I think. There she is. And we are today at Akureyri Airport, Bravo India Alpha Romeo, checking out the new World Update 15 scenery for the very first time. This is one of the included airports within the package, and Iceland, along with our destination of the Faroe Islands today, have received significant upgrades to the photogrammetry in the region too, which is going to enhance the look of that quite remarkably. So that is the reason for today's little journey. The airport scenery here at Akureyri is a little bit average, I suppose. Gaia simulations, I think, are just smashing them out quick without really quality assessing a lot of it or looking at the accuracy maybe of them compared to the charts. But look at that backdrop, folks. Iceland with the new photogrammetry is just mind-blowing already, and we haven't even left the airport, but I've spent the last 30 minutes on the ground just kind of moving around, and it's just really stunning. Look at that. Welcome Badger. Good evening to you, Ian. Living on a player. Hello. Carlito, commentator. Welcome. Our journey's going to take us to Vagar today. I've got the MK Studios Vagar Airport scenery installed. So there is a really nice freeware from Superspud, of course, but that might not be completely compatible with the World Update. Therefore, I'm not using it today because we want to have that pop from the scenery, don't we? That's all we've got in the way of cargo today on New Sky. Not very much indeed. So we're probably going to make a loss on New Sky, but hey ho. This is Akureyri. Perfect for aircraft like the DC-3 or the Dash 7, or indeed the DC-6 potentially as well. The Flying Panda, hello to you. Wesley, welcome, welcome. And we've all squeezed in too. Whatever spot we can find here today. So it's going to be a good two sectors. We're going to fly to Vagar and then we're going to turn around and make our way back as well. That fits perfectly, doesn't it, just there? Crikey. Doc, hello to you. Thanks again for creating the routing for today as well. Have a little blast through. So just in front of the nose of our aircraft over there, up to where those trees are, this is meant to be a big apron extension with a whole load of asphalt, and Gaia haven't even put that in, which is a little bit frustrating because it does then open up a little bit more of an opportunity for bigger aircraft like the 737 to actually come in and fly into and out of this particular airport. It has got, let's have a quick blast in towards the terminal here because it is quite a nice scenery still. There's, I think, Zato in the BA146, awesome little aircraft there. It's a whopper of an update this, isn't it? It's something like 13 or something gigabytes. A little bit of an interior here. There she is, look at that big presence of that 737. It's the size of the terminal building. And then we've got a big old control tower here too. There we are. If you're new to the channel, it's great to have you on board with us today. Make sure you hit like and subscribe as well. This is going to be the last stream for the next couple of days until we get to the other side of the week, and we'll be planning the next stream probably on Tuesday. But let's have a little look at the flight for today then. No worries, Wesley. I suppose you could always spawn in, but not connect to VATSIM just yet, I suppose. That's one option, isn't it? Where are we? So main cargo door is open. Been a while since we flew the cargo variant, isn't it? We've got the tablet fired up, and if we go to the electronic flight bag here, let's just move that across a little bit. There we are. You can see our METAR down below, so 030 at 9 knots, -1 for the dew point. The current air temperature outside is 3 degrees Celsius, and the QNH 1010, Chisinau flight when at some point in the future once things settle down. We've got lots of scenery to get through, that's the problem. So, and also about 100 flight requests, and I can't get round to them all because I do one, but I'll have had about 10 requests, so I'll then have an extra 9 to deal with. Inres plus alternate 2.9, and our average fuel, average wind, sorry, 46 at 20 there as well. Cruise at flight level 390, and our block fuel of 6.04 tons. It's a nice simple routing today. There it is. So out of Akureyri on the Mammoth 1 Alpha departure, direct to Magni, and then from there joining the ILS approach. We're expecting now runway 30. So it'll be ILS Victor runway 30 because of the winds, but as Doc was saying a minute ago in Discord, the winds might actually change again back to runway 12 in the next hour or so. So we will just have to kind of go with it and see what happens. In the meantime though, we'll go to Vagar, we'll select ILS Victor 30 anyway, transition Magni, and then add that to our route, because it is super short. We've only got 2 legs. Mammoth, Magni, done. That is it. Cruise 390, climb. There's our speeds for the climb. And our init ref page is already done. Transition altitude 7,000. Cost index, meant to say 50. And you can see how light we are here today. 49.4 tons. Really, really light, to be fair. Matthew, hello to you. Zato as well. Rab, good afternoon. No worries, buddy. And our M1 limit. So let's look at our takeoff performance then, because we are very light. But we've also got, where is it? Oh, it is in the EFB. What have we got here? Departures, SID. Oh, airport charts. So that's the new apron I was talking about. So we're next to the control tower here. There's meant to be Bravo and a whole load of asphalt here, which could take jets. Yeah. But the opening of the apron will be announced by NOTAM, but it's something that you would think that the Gaia Simulations would have just put in there because it's about to become an active apron with stands. So you could build it, put a couple of rough stands in there, guesstimations, and then from there you could put in some spawnable stands, and then just update them when the charts become released. That's what I would do, but hey, what do I know? Runway then, 2,400 meters with a backtrack from Alpha, heading down, big turn at the end, and then rocketing off towards the water for a departure on the Mammoth 1 Alpha, which says category A and B, but we've been looking at a lot of different flight options, and most of them end up doing this anyway. Some of the bigger aircraft, which are, I suppose, Cat C is so. So we're going to head out over the lake up to 2,600 feet, and then we're going to turn right up to Mammoth, 6,000 at or above, climbing away. But we need a good climb performance so that we can avoid the terrain around here. We've got some minimum safe altitudes of 6,000 and 6,600 in a couple of areas. So that's something for us to bear in mind. And if we look at this, that is what the airport looks like in real life, without all the snow. And you can see the new apron there, actually, to be fair, already. Big Phil, hello! David, good afternoon. Wesley's enjoying the restaurant music, good to hear. Hopefully it's not making you too peckish. Justin, hello to you as well, buddy, good evening. So let's look at our performance. We'll turn back to the tablet performance tool. So I've already ran all of this. We'll just import from aircraft. Our weight is only 49.3 tons, which is super light. We'll refresh the weather, and then we'll just hit calculate. So I'm going to run with anti-ice off, packs on, takeoff's 5, and then you can see here M184, takeoff 2, cell temp 60, and our V speeds like so. All of them 123 actually, one and rotate, and then 126 for V2. 126, 136. I think that's the lightest we've been. Flight director's on, captain then FO. So what is it? Cell 60. And I'm just going to go across to, where is it? Takeoff 2. TO2. 85.6. That's 84.84. And we'll go for climb profile 1 because it will just give us a actually we'll do climb 2. I think with our weight we're going to climb like a rocket anyway, so it should be fine. Flap 5 for our takeoff. If we were any heavier we'd be looking at flap 10 or 15, but look at those V speeds. And then we can pull our wind in as well. So I'm just going to put the METAR command in the live chat for you folks watching, and then we'll use that for our flight planning. So 030 at 9. $1,000. Will it let me put 1,000 in there? Yes, lovely. Tail temps that. And we'll go for skid risk. In fact, that's the point. Runway condition. Compact snow. Let's see how this changes. V1, look at that V1 drop now because of the braking risk. 104, and cell temp now is nothing. So we'll go back to this, we'll go previous page, where is it? M1 limit, isn't it? So cell, we'll see if we can clear this. We'll delete it. Takeoff 2, climb 2, 90.6 M1, slightly above. So it's changed our performance there dynamically because of the changes of the weather. V speeds are slightly different there anyway. V1 is 104, which we could put in ourselves like so manually. Rotate 119 and V2 129. So we'll update those manually like so, just for a safety margin. It's definitely got snow in it. Look. There's loads of snow on that dock. It's an expensive collision with some static stuff there. What do we need? We need some de-icer. We know. Request de-ice. Shy ATMNA, basically, where is it? It's that. Just basically delete cell temp. It's the easiest thing to do. So takeoff 2, 90.6, climb 2, flap 5. There's our new speeds which we've manually input, and our centre of gravity is in a 4.5 takeoff trim as well. And yeah, we're looking good. So. Put the anti-collision lights on.
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment.
1, 2, 3, 4. 50% de-icer fluid. Center tanks are empty.
Concentration at 50%.
Pop packs off.
We'll call you back when ready.
Get rid of the music for now. So initially we're going to go to 6,000, heading 006 and 136. How are they doing? Yeah, squirting all over us. Yeah. Look at the hills. That is quite spectacular, isn't it? And you know, in 4K on my screen, this is mind-blowing. And whilst I've gone for compact snow, it's probably a little bit of a an overreaction, overestimation. Not sure which word's best to use really. but you can see snow on the runway, so I've gone for a worst case scenario, thinking that that will then provide us with the ability to kind of have a nice safety margin there. So that's all set as well. Let's go auto brake RTO. Ignition mode ground for engine starts. Hopefully he's got his truck out of the way. Bosh. 1228, 2000.
De-icing and anti-icing completed.
Well done,
Anti-icing
chaps.
code is
But it's the sort of airport that I feel like I should be able to open the window and shout clear prop out. Yes, very nice. Good to see the tugs buggered off as well. Clever people. Akureyri ground, Osprey 165 Charlie, stand 1, 737-800, QNH 100, correction 1010, engine start. Full control lever to run.
And Akureyri of Osprey 4764 at stand
Bar brake
0, we're gonna start engine.
Got about removing those chocks. FMC legs, jolly good. That can go to continuous, although we have auto ignition in this within our fleet. Gen 1's not ready yet, silly me. Door damper. Probes automatic, we'll put them on. Voice recorders on automatic. Icing, we'll put them on for now. Just wing anti-ice. We put de-ice on the wings, we'll put anti-ice systems on as well, just for good's sake, I suppose. I don't think we need it, but we'll wait till we have got to the threshold, or we backtrack to turn that off. Backs auto, they're auto, AP bleeds off, cruise panel set, landing altitude panel is set, wing icing lights on. They're on continuous, that's all good. That can come off, taxi lights can go on.
Akureyri traffic Osprey 2472 is starting engines on stand 6. Akureyri traffic.
That can go on, just for a quick master caution recall. And then we can do some control
Akureyri
surface
traffic,
checks.
Osprey
So all the way right,
starting engines on stand 8. Akureyri traffic.
all the way left. We'll select back 5 while we do that. Back on the stick. Forwards on the stick. Right on the rudder. And left on the rudder. Shy, so you're effectively suggesting that the wings might have a little bit of ice on them, and because of that you add a bit more speed to your V2, I suppose. That'll increase slightly to accommodate for a dirty wing surface, a wing surface that might have a little bit of ice on it. QRH suggesting 115 for rotate, but because of icing conditions, if we have to reject the takeoff, then it's going to take a lot longer for us to brake and we might skid. So for that reason, the performance calculator on the EFB here is telling us V1 of 104, because our braking might be affected. 4.5 for takeoff trim. That is set. What we got here? Let's pull that in a little bit. They're all set. Brakes off. Left and right clear. I'm going to pop that onto TARA anyway. Rudder trim is set neutral. That's all good. That's all set. Flaps 5 and green. LNAV. VNAV. Auto thrust. Akureyri traffic, Osprey 165 is taxiing to hold point Alpha, runway 01.
Akureyri traffic, Osprey 4754, we're gonna follow the company 737.
Gamer Clark, good afternoon. Fly panda, yep. It's always the way. Start as we mean to go on, eh? Hi Dan, hello to you, welcome to the channel. Delta Tango, thanks buddy. Right, let's pop that off, pop those off. Strobe steady, we'll leave the wing lights on. How are we looking?
Traffic, Osprey 150.
We're looking ready for it.
101, following company traffic.
Akureyri traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie's lining up runway 01 backtrack. Michelle, hello to you. We are using the Boeing TCA yoke from Thrustmaster and the Honeycomb Bravo yoke. Sorry, Honeycomb Bravo stuff as well. Don't need seatbelt signs, David Clark with cargo.
54, holding short, runway 01.
I mean, look how spectacular that is. I don't know what level of photogrammetry detail they've put into this. The world update from Microsoft for MSFS is varying in detail depending on where you are. So Faroe Islands, I think, was it 2 DEM, 2 meters of photogrammetry detail, something like that, which sounds really, 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 really high def. Is it 5 DEM for Iceland, I think? Not sure. Shy, I think so. Delta Tango. I wish you all the best and a good recovery for your mum as well, Delta Tango there. I hope she's well.
Akureyri traffic, Osprey 2472 is taxiing to hold point Alpha via the apron. Akureyri traffic.
Definitely the right decision with ice, I think, on our performance calculations. What do you guys think? Just stunning. Look at this. Big thank you as well to Ashley. Don't know if he's in the live chat at the moment actually, but he recommended this as a bit of a route for us to enjoy today. What do you mean it's just visual, Doc? The photogrammetry is just visual, yeah. Altrapan says, I landed yesterday in Akureyri. Sadly, the ILS runway 01 is not correct. Oh yeah, I think so. But we can plan accordingly for it, can't we? It would be wise to do so. Yoep, good afternoon. How is the Netherlands' #1 stroopwafel consumer today? Try and keep it tight. Say keep it tight, but bit of a wide turn radius for us. There we go. My goodness, look at the views. So we want as much of this as we can. We are cargo, so we don't have to be super smooth. Honestly, you should see the state of some of these DHL flights that zoom in and out of Heathrow. They go absolutely blasting in. Right, that is our Navigraph overlay. Let's go to full screen because it looks pretty spectacular. You can see our next waypoint just there. Fuel flow reset rates, lights, signs, pressure panel, all that's good. Cargo fire panel's good. Shall we go? So, stickers a little bit forwards, holder on the brakes, set 40%. Akureyri traffic, Osprey 165, Charlie's taken off, 01, I'm at 1 Alpha. 40%. I'm not going to release the brakes until we push more power. So, Toga, brakes off. Here we go, for acceleration.
Osprey 4754 after the company 737 departs from left to
Speeds
right.
up.
We're going to backtrack running 01.
Through 80 knots, releasing the nose wheel pressure.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Wow, that was a sporty takeoff. We've got loads of runway left. Yes, look at that. And Akureyri Osprey 165 Charlie's airborne through 1000 final call. CMD engage, gear lever is up.
Traffic.
No lights, now off, anti-skids to the off position, runway turn off, lights off, and the engine start mode selector switches back to automatic. Which proper traffic mode on really as well. That's, I knew I'd forgot something. Flaps up. And we'll keep it going to 390. Okay, watching that terrain there. Through 3. Gonna be tight. Get the terrain map on. Company specific, but bleeds off for start. Oh, you mean the pack's off? The bleeds are on. The bleeds are on. That's what you. I think you're getting those confused, Stephen, buddy. The bleeds are on. Packs go off. Totally different thing. I think this is the fastest climb out we've ever had in the 737. What do you guys think? Oh, that's quite stunning, isn't it? Look at that. Let me just come out a little bit. We'll probably be 10 through 10,000 soon. Oh, wow. My goodness. That's spectacular. Okay, so standard pressure, standard pressure. We're about to bust through 10, so let's just pop the landing lights off. We'll leave the wing lights on. Oh, I left the engine anti-ice on as well. Whoopsie. They can come off. I knew there was something else I'd forgotten. Memory of a sieve. Climbing away. Wow, Vega. The weather at Vega is looking really bad, Badger, isn't it? So what's that METAR? 040 at 10. All the 9s in light rain. Broken cloud 3,500. It's not too bad actually. But wind 030, 16 gusting 28. Wow. Then how? Thanks very much. Vegas have switched to runway 12. Of course they have. I was looking forward to the other runway 30 because it would have meant that we kind of go round the coast and back in. The alternate was Reykjavik, I believe, David. It's all about the photogrammetry today. Board update 15. What's remarkable is we are having so many of these photogrammetry upgrades around the world, but what I would really love is for Microsoft Flight Simulator or Asobo to look at the African continent and try and increase the photogrammetry around some of those regions a little bit more, though I do understand it's certainly around Central Africa particularly difficult to get high resolution photogrammetry. Especially in some of the countries around sort of Central, West and East Africa. Look at that. I mean, even from up here, the level of detail is extraordinary. Thomas, welcome, buddy. How are you doing? Lauren, hello. Welcome, welcome. I haven't, no, to be honest. It's not the sort of thing that I would purchase. So it would be something that, if they wanted me to have a look at and perhaps review, then it would be something that I would look at, but it's not something that I would ordinarily use, if that makes sense. Stephen, I'm not sure what you're on about, buddy. I think you've misobserved. And the packs would be on in the 737 for takeoff, unless you're on maybe short runway or maybe high altitude, and you're going to turn the packs off to get the APU on and use the APU bleed for the air conditioning so you get more power to the engines. It's all dependent on the circumstances of what you're doing. Ian says he's got a small problem with the scenery. Picture on Volanta. I'll have a little look. Mathis, hello to you as well. Good afternoon. I hope you're well. What do we got here? Let's have a look. So, there's Ian, Osprey 2472. What's his problem? Oh my god. That's a little bit... Is it a problem with the scenery? Or have you collapsed the gear? That's fantastic. See if you can press that customise position button on GSX to snap your aircraft to a different location perhaps. See if you can trick it. Badges up, Scandinavian 919 Alpha in the 737 700 I think. Oh no, 737-600 actually up there on the picture. And Nautica's airborne already as well, flying offline. Lufthansa Regional in the CRJ. Very nice. Zato's airborne as well in the Avro liner. In the BAE 146 instead, rather than the Avro liner. And who have we got here? MSU Jim 8 in the A320. Raven Panda Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey. No screen grabs. Hey, how it clicks out all the time. There's a Dash 7. Good to see. JC Semendo. So in effect we've got some fairly short hops for today because flight times are about 1 hour each way, each leg. Make a good use of this as well, as always. We can already think about the arrival into Vagar. What do we got? I think I've pinned them already, haven't I? So there's no stars into Vagar. All we've got is an overview here, which is of Akureyri, so not our arrival. But Vagar here in the Faroe Islands, what have we got? We've got 5 stands. We're probably going to park maybe 4 or 5 around the cargo area there. And a runway of only 1,799 metres, which is good because it means then we've got the runway length available to us. Now, I would still be... cheers David and Doc. I would still be looking at... Vegas has gone to runway 1 and 2 again, hasn't it? I would be interested to see if those flashing lights on final approach are in the MK Studios scenery actually, so that might work. But the weather's a little bit rubbish. In connection with strong southwesterly winds, strong whirls may be created which will affect approaches to runway 12 and departures from runway 30. The whirls occur especially in the area around 1.5 DME SF and 3.5 DME SF. During the same wind situation, strong whirls may be created at short final to runway 30. So, with that, there are additional chart pages for us to consider and read, and these are the kinds of charts that you do want to read flying into places like Vagar, because of the complexities of flying into and out of those kind of aerodromes. So, you can always have a good read through all of this during your cruise. And they also have charts here too to show you roughly where severe, moderate to light turbulence would come from, roughly. So arriving runway 12, departing runway 30, Cat M. You can see there, depending on where you're coming from, you might get particularly strong turbulence from certain areas. So lots of information, and we were looking at the ILS Victor runway 30, which would bring us in over Magni, and then heading south 137 degrees towards Vega 930, and then sweeping round onto the final approach there, runway 30. If they've changed the plan though, approach Vagar. What was the original plan now? I can't remember. I think it was Arnav Whiskey. AJL in Tennessee, good morning to you. Arnav Victor. There we are. So I'll pin that as well just in case. So looking at this, we might get a little bit of turbulence coming in on this dog leg. Ultrapan, it will just be whenever Microsoft process the changes, I believe. I'm not 100% certain of the marketplace stuff. Personally, I always recommend not using the marketplace for anything, because generally the standard of products on the marketplace is awful, and then you've got some real gems, really nice products, but the actual update cycle is bloody atrocious for developers. Certainly if you want updates nice and quick, then you want to go to the developers directly. So for the PMDG 737 you want to go to pmdg.com and you want to purchase it directly from the developers themselves. And then the PMDG Operations Center, which updates this, all of the files within it, there we are, that will get the update the second it's made available. Look at that photogrammetry. It is what the Xbox folks use for the PMDG, yeah. So if you're on Xbox, you're stuck on the marketplace. You have to use the marketplace for everything, but I can't save you if that's the case. It's a different experience to Flight Sim on PC, I think. Yeah, really impressed with the new photogrammetry. Even from this altitude here, it looks really nice, doesn't it? probably about 3 and 8 for a good rotation speed. That's what we want roughly. Can't work out if the drone camera keeps rotating itself. I think it does. So look at that, top of climb already. We're so light, the aircraft's just rocketed up. Let's pull this out. Arrival. So the wind's now 040 at 10 knots. Temperature 7 degrees, dew point +4, QNH 9 at 87 hectopascals. That's quite low pressure. This is going to be a really tricky landing, isn't it? Flying Panda says. Vagar, probably 9 times out of 10 is quite tough. Just don't know whether or not I want to change to the RNAV approach or if we stick with runway 30. If I look at Navigraph charts, stand by, here we go. Bosh. On the actual program itself, probably no to both, Sato, to be honest. So, minimal VFR conditions at Vagar. Currently, runway 30 is an 11 knot crosswind and a 1 knot headwind. And runway 12 is an 11 knot crosswind and a 1 knot tailwind. Oh, it's just updated. There we go. So runway 12 now is 10 knot crosswind, 3 knot headwind. Runway 30, 10 knot crosswind, 3 knot tailwind. So we'll switch to 12, which means we want the RNAV Victor 12, which is basically a straight in approach from Magni, sort of, with a little dog leg. So we go over this little island here, and then we do this little dog leg to then align with the runway. Charts off. Okay, so let's change our arrival then. So Vagar arrival, RNAV Victor runway 12, make sure it's correct, it is. Transition Magni, no stars, input. And then we're just going to look for any discontinuities. Now Magni's our next waypoint at 250 miles already, so that's all fine. We can go to the descent page, head to the forecast, and we can punch all of the data in for this. So the transition level, I'll grab from the charts in a second. The QNH was 9 at 87 hectopascals. So I'll pop that in, and then I'll execute the change before I request the winds. Yes, so as we were saying earlier on, Luke, we've done packs off takeoffs in the past, but really short runways. So when we take off from Vagar, prime example, I suppose it's useful that we're discussing it now. When we take off from Vagar, then what we'll end up doing is turning the packs off, and it will turn the air conditioning off effectively inside the cabin and in the flight deck, but it will then allow the engines to squeeze a little bit more pressure, a bit more performance. They're not having to also run the air conditioning system, feed air through that. Okay, so transition levels, where do you get that from? Well, we'll head to the charts. Total mind blank. Transition altitude. So have a little look on the chart. So you can see here, transition altitude, if we were departing Vagar, would be 7,500 feet, but it says transition level for our arrival is by ATC. So a little neat way to get this is to flick across to the arrival tab. Have a look at the the arrival tab, which is Vagar. Look at the SIDS, and then just choose one. No, hold on. Transition altitude 75. Arnav Victor. Runway 12. The charts are basically giving us a clue. That was more if it had no transition level there, or transition altitude by ATC. So you'd look at the SID to look at what the transition altitude would be on the SID, but it's already here, so ignore me. It's a bit bumpy, isn't it? I can see the turbulence, the aeroplane getting thrown around a little bit. So, with the QNH being so low, what was it, 987 hectopascals, wasn't it? With it being that low, high to low, down you go. So our QNH at standard pressure is rounded up neatly 1013. But the QNH locally is 987 hectopascals, and I think I'll have to Google it, but I'm having to remember a little bit of PPL theory. It's 30 feet per hectopascal. I might have to Google that, although I'm sure the live chat will be quicker in correcting me. I think I remember it being 30 foot per hectopascal in difference. So the difference in hectopascals is 26. Times that by 30, and you get 780. And that means that our altitude, when we go from standard pressure, in this case 39,000 feet, if we deducted that by 780, we're actually flying on the local pressure at Vagar at 38,220 feet. So, what you need to then consider is making sure that your transition level doesn't infringe upon the transition altitude, and you want at least 500 feet separation between the two to make sure you don't conflict with departing traffic. And different airports around the world are slightly different. They might say 1,000 foot as a differential. Some might say 500. I'm pretty sure the ICAO minimum separation is 500 foot, isn't it, for this kind of thing? So then we need to look at our transition level, and if we set 8,000, then the difference isn't going to be more than 780. So what we'll do is we'll round up, we'll go to transition level 85. And I always get the formats confused, but today I seem to have got it correct. There we go. Yeah, every airline operates their SOP slightly different, as commentators saying there, and Luke as well. So, just because you've seen it work with one operator, or somebody who says, real pilot, blah blah, they do it this way, that's specific to the company that they operate for. And they all do it slightly differently. So what they'll do is they'll get the FCOM from Boeing with all of their Boeing checklists, and they'll go, we have to use those because they're mandatory items, but these bits we can change because our company wants this done. You know, for example, the packs, the company might want the packs operated in a very specific way. Stephen, I would, but it's the time. But I still don't understand the point you're making. You're going about engine bleeds off. The APU bleed was on, and the way I've told it with the SOPs that I've been told by other people is that the APU bleed is on, therefore the engine bleeds must be off. That's why. And then before I put the packs on, the engine bleeds will go on, but the APU bleed will go off, and then the engine bleeds will go on, and then I'll put the packs back to automatic. I was chatting with a real pilot the other day, Matthew, one of our channel members who's a pilot, who taught me the CRJ and a few other aircraft as well. He's now on the A320s. He's flown 767 and bits as well, but he's done a lot of ferrying in the 737 recently, and he offered a slightly different variation for engine start, which involved closing the isolation valve entirely, and I think leaving the packs on or something. It was a different variation entirely. There's lots of different variations of how every company wants it done. No, I don't want to do that actually. Crikey, I'm getting sidetracked massively here. There we go, flight level 85, that's done. We've now done a change of the arrival into Vagar with the RNAV approach. Top of descent in 80 miles already, crikey. So, performance tool, landing dispatch, 12. Runway slope, slightly downhill there, look, 0.48%. Runway length 1803. Actually, it's probably only 1603. And runway conditions, there's light rain, so we'll select wet. Landing flap 30. Packs on. Anti-ice off. Weather imported. 40 at 10. Import OFP. Runway 0, where 12. Change this again to 1603 just to drop 200 meters. We'll go for wet. Import aircraft details. Possibly flat 40 might be suitable here, but we'll look at the difference. Packs on, anti-ice off, reverse credit, both operational. It's suggesting auto brake 3 already. Crikey, this is really turbulent, isn't it? All I can see is the whole thing of this going whizzle, whizzle, whizzle. It's quite distracting. No non-normal conditions at the moment. So, thank God I'm not on a real flight like this at the minute. And thank goodness we're not seasick. Right, where are we? That's where. So order brake 3 is going to have us with a stop distance of 200 meters before the end. Crikey. So we'll change that to flat 40 and we'll see what the line does. There we go, that's a little bit more of a safety margin there. Let's put Tobii Eye Tracker on, hold on. I'm just trying to fixate on one thing. I suppose I should look at the tablet really, shouldn't I? So it's oh my God! I think Stephen buddy, I think you're the one trying to patronise here. Whether it be whoever in the chat or myself. So write to me later. But I suppose you should go and have a tasty hot beverage or an alcoholic drink, depending on your preference. Try not to be so passive aggressive. Right, legs. Oh, I love this community, it's fantastic, isn't it? Somebody does something slightly different to how they do it, and because of that, you're wrong. You're wrong, you're stupid, you're doing it wrong. Oh dear. Imagine if every airline did everything the same way. Right, what are we doing? I completely lost the train of thought now. Vega, I want the RNAV, don't I? Have I changed the procedure? Yes, RNAV Victor 12. So Magni, Victor Golf 878. And then we got max speed of 160, mandatory 4000. Victor Golf 876, 156 at 2600. Got 874 at 2500. And then joining the main bit of approach, the final approach. Victor Golf 860 and 858 at 2000. 860 at 2300, 858 at 2000. Exactly right. And that you enjoy flight simming. 856 at 830. That's there. 670, 540, followed by touchdown or the missed approach, which then leads on through 805. There we go, so the dash line is the missed approach, Victor Golf 805, and then round from 1237 foot all the way back round to 803, heading off to Magni to join the hold again. It's a big missed approach. What was it? Auto brake 3. So let's get rid of the charts. 1, 2, 3. We want to head down to 4,000 feet continuous descent. We need to set our landing pressure panel. That little yoke wiggling away. Osprey specific SOP, Doc. Landing elevation in Vagar is, on the charts, 280. So we've either got 250 or 300. Now that's only 20 difference, so we'll round to that. Yeah, good spot, Doc. We'll be well above that, I'm sure. 4 miles, we'll probably be about 4,000 feet as per the missed approach there. Climb to 4,000 via the RNAV, missed approach to Magni, holding max 230 knots. There's the airport elevation, folks, that I was just mentioning about. So 4,000. Do you have any VORs? What is that? Runway unspecified cloud break approach. What is this? It's actually called My NDB Cloud Break Procedure. Look at that. My god, so over Penton Island, oh sorry, Myganes Island, 145, the 3,000 feet, and from there you either brake hard left to fly downwind to join the visual approach manual landing, or you brake eastbound to head either through that with a very short final, or you extend past the Vega NDB. My goodness. Procedure authorised in daytime only. Expect moderate to severe turbulence. Extreme caution should be exercised when flying in fjords, valleys or near islands along the coast due to transmission lines. Right, Zart, I'll try and remember to install that. I'm very tempted with this one, you know. Yeah, I get the point he's trying to make, 737, about how his company did it. Brendan, if that's the way you do it, so be it. As long as the ground crew don't go near the probes or touch the probes, they're not going to burn themselves. It's merely a health and safety point. Where are we going? EKVG. Wow, that weather's got worse, hasn't it? 9 at 88. You know what I forgot to do as well, actually. So let's get this tuned in. 988. And the minimums. We've got to put that in as well. So tempted with that dirty looking approach. Category C 594. and 050 at 13. This weather's crap. That's going to be good. 199.209. Just remind me, folks, to turn this off in a little while. I'm just going to try and rebalance the tanks a little bit more. Because that's quite a difference. Good afternoon, Sean. It is. But Vagar's always good fun, isn't it, to fly in 2 master caution for fuel, because we've isolated tank 1 forward and aft. And we're using crossfeed. I just want that imbalance to come back a little bit. It's in limits, but we're flying a crosswind approach. So if I can, I'm just going to try and get them rebalanced a little bit. We've got 4,000 and we've got our SimBrief estimated landing weight of 46.8. Lap 40 approach, and I can't remember if we have good, we have the short field package installed, good. Otherwise we're in for a treat. Scrambled the trucks, we've overrun. When does final approach start? 5 miles. I'll just whack a 5-mile fixed ring in there, that'll do. Nice and simple, and our pre-descent checks, except for that, is done, but we know why we've got a fuel master caution. Because we've triggered it. We've got the MK Studios, Vagar scenery, Joey. That says I need flap 40 dock. Although I do think 30 would be sufficient, but we'll use that. I wonder what difference auto brake 2 would give us. Ooh, an overrun. So computer says no. And don't forget that's a stop distance, isn't it? So at that point we will have eased off, we'll have taken over from auto brake 3 to manual braking. We'll have probably got rid of the reverse thrust just to then turn at the end, bring our speed down to a nice gentle roll and then round back on ourselves. Through 380 now in descent. Let's get those tanks back on. That'll do. Ah, that's good to know, Brendan. I didn't know that. This is so choppy. Andy, hello buddy, welcome, welcome. Manuel, so the MK Studio scenery, I haven't heard if there's any terrain mesh issues. The Super Spud freeware scenery is really, really nice, but the way that the Faroe Islands photogrammetry update for this world update has gone in, it's basically caused a lot of design issues on the scenery for the airports itself. So he's having to go into the scenery and tweak a few bits and re-level the airport and all that sort of stuff. So at the minute, the Super Spud freeware is a little bit messed up. Still usable though, it still functions from what I've heard, but I thought we're looking at World Update 15. we're looking at end-to-end really nice scenery. So let's dive into this and use a bit of payware scenery, reluctantly purchased, so that we can enjoy some good views. Volanta's on, that's what we're flying into, the beautiful Faroe Islands, and I've never done an approach actually on 1-2, we've always come in on 3-0, so it's going to be interesting. What have we got here? Dicky Head's on approach out of Edinburgh. Nautica's up front, on his approach, Vagar. Followed by ourselves, Zato with his regional jet. Now that is a spectacular screenshot, Zato. That is really, really remarkable. That's stunning. There's an aircraft we've not flown for a little while. Raven Panda, right up his chuff. Oh, loads of screenshots. Very nice. In the Phoenix A320. That's a really cool picture as well. Look at that. Photogrammetry is just remarkable, isn't it? To think this is in a free update. Everybody's squirting the de-icer like mad. Ian's airborne, solved his scenery issue. Good work. Lovely. Osprey World Cargo as well. Scandinavian 8888. That's Wesley. No screenshots though. Boo. 1,600 meters of usable runway length at Vagar Luke. Yeah, super short. Total length of 1799 meters, as Doc's saying, yeah. If you missed it, turn Volanta off, pop the charts on. Where is it? There it is, there's the charts, 1799. So what I've done is I've gone a little bit, well there you go, landing beyond the glide slope, 1,595 meters of usable landing length, so that's what I've kind of used to calculate. I've rounded it to 1,600 meters, because that is effectively the worst case scenario, isn't it? I suppose, so that's what we've gone with for our calculations. And the weather is absolutely pants. Have we pulled the new METAR in the live chat? Let's have a little look there. See what we've got. So, 050 at 13 knots, all the 9s in light rain, overcast 3,700 feet, cloud type unknown, temperature 7 degrees Celsius, dew point plus 4 degrees Celsius, with a QNH 988 hectopascals, with remarks there of overcast cloud, 2,600 feet, unknown, cloud type and wind. I have to Google what SKEID means, I've not seen that before. But that's showing their wind 040 at 19, gusting 29. It's going to be interesting. I love approaches like this. Where was it we flew into the other week and the weather was atrocious? It's only cargo, Joey, but it's Osprey Airways special gin. Badger. Nausicaa's in the CRJ 900. He's about to crap his pants. I might send an ACAS to our local station at Vagar and ask for a couple of spare changes of trousers for us all. That's a rubbish tune. Let's change that track. Yeah, the other day was pretty full on as well, wasn't it? Because we had the Dreamliner. We flew into, was it Winnipeg to Jacksonville? That was it. And we flew the we did hands-on flying in the 787-9. So I turned autopilot and auto throttle off for the Star, and we flew in with a little bit of hand flying just to test the metal. Custom rules, add custom rule set. Let's add your thing while I've got chance. That Antonov 225 VMR fly. Press OK. Through 16,000. 39 of 300. Aircraft's depressurizing nicely. To be fair, we've got auto ignition in this. We don't even have to move the engine start control switches into continuous because the auto ignition does that for us. Oh, Luke, that doesn't sound good at all. Red Wing are a pretty hit and miss developer though, although they have made a really a nice constellation which was really rubbish to begin with. I did a pretty average review on it, but from what I've heard they've improved it a fair bit, so Aaron's flying in as well, but from Bergen because there wasn't room at Akureyri. Can't barely pronounce it, I have to look at my notes. Crikey, Andy, you deserve a medal for not crashing into the mountains. Chart 10.9 Alpha for the skied reference. Thank you. Let's have a quick look at that. I have to find which one it is. 10. If the wind at W skid is reported as variable more than 20 degrees or 340, velocity of more than 40 knots is often an indication of highly increased risk of wind shear and severe turbulence on approach to runway 12. For additional details, see wind roses. So that sounds like we can have severe turbulence then on the approach. But it doesn't tell you where skied is. Where's that METAR again in the live chat? Let me just scroll up. 040 at 19, gusting 29. 040 at 19. Okay. Arrival 12. Yeah, so we can expect some moderate turbulence, I think. Looking at this. Into the clouds. Just going to put some wing ends in anti-ice on anyway. It's a mountain. Just to the west of runway 12. Thank you very much, it's good to know. Only 1.9 miles west of the aerodrome. Oh, drop an neck. There's the Faroe Islands. Which means it's pretty much where my finger is there, where the little cursor hand is. Beautiful clouds. So we'll have to little look at on approach. We'll try and point out Skeiden Mountain, then Skeiden Mountain, depending on how it's pronounced. It's going to be there somewhere, isn't it? On Av 12, what's the final inbound course? 123 degrees. So I'm just going to set that anyway here, just so I've got it as a specific reference on the panel there for me. Joey says, can't wait for Sim Update 14 with the new sky colours. Is that a thing? All of this stuff that you guys chat about is usually the first I hear about it in our live chats here. 8,000 through our transition level. Look at that altitude drop now. Bosh. Huge drop in altitude there. High to low, down you go. So we're actually lower than we realised by being on standard pressure. We've gone from 8,000 or so feet to 7,000 feet at the click of a button. There is our first view of the Faroe Islands for World Update 15. It's, I mean, even previous to the update, prior to the update, it was a stunning place. Okay. I'm looking forward to that then. Sounds like it's going to be a good little update. I'm curious to know what else they do though in the sim, because it's all well and good just tweaking the visuals all the time, but it's nice to have progression within the actual sim itself, isn't it? At times. So I don't foresee us needing speed brake. I'm going to arm that now. Fuel's good and balanced nicely, 3.8, so we've got enough for our diversion as well. Plus one go around. That's all set and checked. That's all good. 240. Max 160 knots at 876. 878, sorry. 160. Jumping neck. That's some deceleration required. Go flaps 1. Set speeds checked, flap 5. There is the Faroe Islands, folks. Let's see if I can quickly swivel this around. Yeah, shift the generic air traffic control. I think it's one of those things that flight sims generally will always struggle with, to be fair. I thought Beyond ATC was coming, and then it's just gone like awfully quiet again, hasn't it? So, look at that. Let's keep it going. Down to 2. Speeds through 180. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie is inbound crossing Magni for the RNAV. Victor runway 12 approach, QNH 988 hectopascals. Will report turning final. Vagar traffic. Straight into the fjords, here we go. It's weird how slow this is. So I'm going to set 158, I think. Or max speed 160. That'll do us. Mandatory 4,000 at 878. So the aircraft's levelled off at 4340 there. Let's go to flap 10. I haven't controlled on VATSIM for a long time, to be fair, Luke. I've tried a few times to get other people to kind of assist, so can't just do one, like ground, and try and do a few other bits. So we try and have tower and stuff beyond me, but fortunately we don't have anyone able to assist. Look at that massive cloud. And Faroe Islands just sat powerfully underneath. Still loading in a bit of photogrammetry there. It's a little messy, but the clouds themselves look spectacular, don't they? This update, I did it yesterday evening. It took 5 hours, 6 hours almost to install. Painful. It's not so much my speed, it's more of an issue with the actual servers. Here we go. Look at that! There's a screenshot. Yoink. Okay. So easy to get sidetracked with all this. Let's get rid of the music. That's the outer marker. That's a little bit of turbulence, but also sudden bit of nose down as well. So 150, 147, 125, flap 40, 118.
2,500.
Try for plus 10 for correction there for the wind shear, I think, to be safe. That's a quick change of plan. So 118, 128 for approach. Write that on my notepad quick. 128, 3001 to go. I mean, it's loading in a bit slow, isn't it? Look, where it's doing that, but this is it loading in for the first time, I suppose. It's trying to install it all, but into the clouds. 1, 2, 3. Leave it on 6 for now, just ahead of it.
2,500.
We are IMC still. 128. Gear down, flap 15. Speed checked. Let's go flap 25 actually. 128. Set. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie's inbound final 5 miles. Vagar. Speed gives us time, and there's the approach lights. Look at this! My goodness, a little bit poopy with that, but I suppose it's hard for it to do photogrammetry on cliff edges, isn't it? But look at this, just spectacular. That there, I assume, is Skeed Mountain. Oh wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, let's press approach.
Caution, terrain.
Full flap. Choffing heck. Woohoo! I'm trying to leave it on autopilot for as long as I physically can before I have to sack it off. and focus on the rest of it. I mean, I don't know where to put the camera. It's just brilliant. And look at this for an approach, folks. There's a screen grab and a half. Okay, focus time. My throttles. Gear down 3 green, flaps 40 in green, and speed brakes arms. Missed approach is briefed. Autopilot off. My controls. We're waiting for things like wind shear. My God, look at the views. What's your touchdown rating predictions, folks? Pop your guesses in the live chat.
Approaching minimums.
Bit of rain here.
Minimums.
Oh, the runway's almost disappearing.
500.
11 knot crosswind.
300.
Whoa. See that bit of sink then? Chuffing out.
200.
Looking ahead.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Oh my goodness. Bit of a gust. Reverse green. 243 foot per minute. Yeah, buddy. That'll do. There's the touchdown. Almost getting brushed off the side of the runway, to be fair. I was going to go and smash it to toga and go around again, but don't forget as well, the MK Studios scenery might not be aligned with that satellite imagery. It's always hard to tell. Wow.
Take out traffic, Osprey 121 Delta, approaching from Missy 22 traffic miles, touchdown.
So, the world's most pointless wipers.
Take out traffic, Osprey 501 Whiskey, approaching from the northwest, 15 traffic miles to touchdown. Try to backtrack as quick as possible.
Vega traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie's backtrack, runway 12, I will report vacated, Vega. Almost not really wide enough. Come on, girl. You can do it! Yes. Look at the photogrammetry though of the area. It actually looks almost real, doesn't it? Right, let's punch it. Try and get off. Help the others out. While we're doing that, APU start. So, auto brake off. What have we got? That's pretty special. Flaps up. So it's like a punch out through the cloud there, and then as we were on short final, it's like this big bit of cloud mist rolled over the airfield.
Whiskey, 8 miles from the runway.
Take a traffic Osprey 121 Delta, 14 traffic miles, touchdown, approaching from Missy.
They might want to do a right hand orbit, whoever that second person was. Enjoy swimming, Andrew. that MPS? I think it is. Why this isn't steering as well as I would have liked today. Changed any settings? Vagar traffic, Osprey 165, Charlie's vacated. If you put that on, you get master caution for air conditioning, which is why we turn the bleeds off.
Osprey 747.54, we are going to continue slowing down to 300 knots to stay seen for the aircraft in front.
They got traffic, Osprey 1000 Whiskey on final approach to the
Don't even need to worry about taxi lights. So what we have to do in a minute though, park those. They don't do anything. We're going to sort our cockpit lighting up in a moment. And then we want to go and spot a couple of touchdowns while we plan our second leg. Now, on New Sky, we're looking at the score more than anything else, but we've probably all made a loss today because of the such a weird, unique route that we've selected. It's very little cargo and passenger demand on New Sky for these. Okay, brakes are on. APU is good. Oh no, we're going back to Akureyri. Easy for you to say. Menu, FS actions, ground services, wheel chock sets. There we go. So, let's get the cargo off. Insane. Adds to the gloominess, doesn't it? Look at that. We got. Where's that one on final? They haven't touched down yet. There's a downhill runway, which adds probably another 10% to your landing roll. There's the touchdown zone. While we wait for them to pop up, but there's the windsock, by the way, folks. There, showing the wind across the runway and gusting. Visibility is nasty.
Scandinavian traffic 6000 descending 2000. We report wind final.
In fact, you can see the cloud rolling through.
Bigger traffic, Osprey.
Let's look at New Sky quick.
2754, runway in sight. We're going to continue approach.
So we're looking at the score more than anything else. Yeah, we've made a loss, but that's because we had barely any cargo on board. But we got a 10. Perfect. Great touchdown in challenging conditions. Now let's get rid of that because one is inbound. Not now, GSX. It's the Osprey Eurovision livery, I think. There's the touchdown zone. My goodness, he's pointing at the terminal. Oh! What's he gone with? Oh dear. Good old VATSIM. I reckon he landed that quite nicely. It's got a long way to go for the backtrack.
They got traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, touchdown, backtracking.
Osprey 121 Delta going around.
Go around, but we won't see them because they're up in this hideous fog. Let's move. Oh, there they are. Crikey, high up. So if we lift up into the cloud a little bit, and I'll just rotate. Can't really see much of the Faroe Islands. This is the MK Studios Payware airport scenery, but obviously the Faroe Islands, having had a huge photogrammetry update in
Bigger traffic,
World
Osprey
Update 50.
4754, 5 mile final, runway 12.
You guys have all bunched up too quick. What I'm going to do,
Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, runway vacated.
weather, I'm going to flick to clear skies so that we can see this in a little bit more detail.
Bigger traffic, Scandinavian extra plate 3 down for 12.
Look at that. What a mighty landscape. Always really tricky conditions here most of the time, no matter what you're trying to kind of fly around in or
And
from.
Vagar traffic, Osprey
Vegas
2472
always
is
tough.
to hold at Magni. We'll
Let's
do
get-
one orbit for traffic ahead.
The live weather
Vegas
back
traffic.
on. Bosh. That's fantastic. Look at that. What I love is the fact that the cloud has actually changed the hue of the sun, the way the light is interacting with the cloud. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? It looks really realistic. So let's put the camera here. We're ready for another touchdown spot. Here we go. So, there we are.
Bigger traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, taxiing to stand 2.
Probably going to make a loss on the next one as well by the looks of it. Oh, Zato's in the BAE 146, I forgot. There he is. Now that's going to be really tough. I don't even know how he's doing it. My goodness. Hold on to your hats. Oh! What is VATSIM doing these days with the server? It's so messy. Oh my goodness. Run for your lives. He's so desperately trying to get that thing stopped.
Scandinavian extra plate finals, runway 125 miles.
Jeez. Oh.
I don't know how to survive that, Osprey. Osprey 4754, we're gonna wait at the end of the runway. We cannot make it in time.
Jesus. I mean, well saved. Well saved. I thought he was going to smash the power and go around then as well. I don't know what you guys thought. I thought that little pitch up, it might just be the way the Just Flight 146 seems to behave in crosswinds. You kind of get it nestled nice and then it just poops itself and
She's a big A350, Zardo.
does what it did on the old...
I don't know how the AM225 will handle.
We're riding 1.9 back in Akureyri?
And bigger traffic,
God.
Osprey 475, we're just gonna taxi by the grass, we're gonna backtrack.
Scandinavian extra plate, so is the runway clear?
It's clear, I'm taxiing by the grass.
Okay, thank you very much. Vagar traffic, Scandinavian extra plate short finals, runway 12.
Here comes Wesley in his typical choice of aircraft, the A350-900s. There he is. Not sure where he's going to be landing though.
Osprey 121 Delta, heading into the hall.
Hopefully not the town.
And Magni traffic, Osprey 2472 is exiting the hold at Magni, and we'll continue the approach for runway 12, Magni traffic.
Ooh. Looking like he's taking them poles out. Yep. Bye. Jumping neck. That'll be a scenery differential there. Here he comes. Jeez. Fantastic. That Atlantic's ready to go. Are we departing on 30? No, we can't. It's got a 12 knot headwind. So runway 12 for departure. I2 Tango. Oh, we better be quick.
Triple is backtracking 12.
Because we've got an aircraft on short final again, I think.
Aircraft backtracking is Vagar on 1.2 nautical miles from Magni, so you should be able to get in or reduce the minimum approach speed.
There's Wesley. Going off road.
Vagar traffic, can even 8 triple eight, vacated 12.
So 2 waypoints again here. Mike Yankee and Pexil. That is it. Akureyri still 01. Good stuff. So we're planning for an ILS approach into Akureyri. Absolute chaos. The cruise for us on the way back, flight level 400. Nice and light, we should get there pretty quick. And just as he's lining up, we will begin to plan our next sector. So, into here, request new data from SimBrief. Offset lock, lovely. Maybe that's where somebody mentioned earlier on they flew into Akureyri and they said the ILS was off. Maybe that's why, because they weren't actually looking at the charts for what is an offset lock approach. I've not looked at the charts yet myself though, so I don't really know what to expect. So we'll have a little look in a short while. That's done, that's done. Won't worry about the charts yet. In here we can go to menu, FS actions, fuel. Add a flight plan, check from SimBrief. Bosch, that should have updated for you guys now. Vagar to BIAR, new sky, new flight, start. Is he rolling yet? Because he's got one on final. That Atlantic guy needs to go quick. Because Ian's closing down on him quick.
Vagar traffic, Osprey 2472, continuing approach for the RNAV for runway 12, 7 nautical miles. Vagar traffic.
He's rolling, he's got to roll. Here he goes. So new sky, that's done, that's done. B pilot is updated, charts are done.
Boarding requested.
So again, it's a downhill run for this takeoff, which is a bit weird. So that would be a tail strike. It's very easy to tail strike on the runway like that. And my goodness, do you see how the wind shear then, the crosswinds and the gusts were hitting him? That's quite incredible. And there he is, crabbing again into the wind. Great effort on the takeoff there. My goodness, that looks really full on, doesn't it? I think we're in for a treat for this departure, folks.
Vagar traffic, Osprey 2472, 5 nautical miles from runway
Right.
12, Vagar traffic.
The weather looks really rough. Oh, Wesley. Oof. That's not good. Rab spawned in Vagar and he's in a shed. I have put the Antonov model matching in. Oh, there he is. Oh dear. Flying back to Akureyri with us, are you? Sava, good effort. How's the wind? It looks really, really windy. Looks really rough. I'm so impressed with how that valley there rolls down. It just looks incredible. How many more pilots have we got coming in? V-pilot, sorry, no, VATSIM is, no, Volanta's totally broken. Because it doesn't recognise the MY BIAR here. Turbo Stig, Ian's coming in. Oh, we've got Aaron coming in the MD-83 as well. Chopping neck. Let's have a screenshots. There he is. He's just taken off in that Atlantic Airways A320. We'll get rid of V-pilot real quick because we've got Ian now on short final. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely, Joey. He's going to have to take off. He's going to have. So Zato's going to have to push before me, and then we can watch him from the gate. Now it's loaded in a PMDG model as model matching, so it's got all of our doors and stuff as we have on our aircraft. It's replicated it there for Ian's, but he's obviously not flying with the doors open. Little pre-note. Always looking a bit high, just a tiny bit high. I reckon he's got this. He can recover this. There's the touchdown zone. Oh, he's planted it. You've got to on these runways. So it's going to look firm, but is he going to stop? That's the question. He landed after the touchdown zone. Looks like he's done it. Great effort. The winds are super challenging, but look at that view. Now that cloud's rolled away from the airfield, that's spectacular. So,
Vagar traffic, Osprey 2472 is backtracking runway 12.
little mooch
Vagar
back
traffic.
towards the airport here to see how our loading is going. Vagar Floghaven. Look at that, folks. That is just stunning, isn't it? The sim just continues to blow our minds. Just what this sim is capable of is quite remarkable, isn't it? It's really something. 5542 for our fuel loading, and again quite light again on the load here for the payload, which is now reset to 0. It's 5875. No, I'll just whack it in there. That'll do. 5875. 51 tons and 0 fuel weight 45.5. 29.2% load. So light. Init ref. We want route first actually. So where are we? We are EKVG to BIAR. There's our 2 waypoints. We'll activate those.
Yeah, Vegas, Osprey 2472 is exited the active runway and is taxiing to the ramp.
65
Vegas
Charlie. Execute. See what we get from this. So we're going to have to use our crosswind technique for this departure. If we were in an Airbus A320, we don't need to because the Airbus will try and balance that for us, but we're going to have to stick into wind for takeoff as we counter with rudder. Okay, cruise winds 0.46 at 16. And our fin res plus alternate is 2.3. And our cost index 50. Bingo. Transition level was 7,500 here, wasn't it, for the transition altitude? And we can look at M1 limits. Right, performance. So we go for departures, runway 12, and it was the My 2 Tango departure. Which is pretty full on, but potentially quite a scenic one. So we'll do that. Legs.
Osprey 121 Delta, short final, runway 12.
Oh, he is short final. And look at that, the weather gods have come to assist. There's Zato. And this is bold, folks. I think it's Aaron, isn't it? And he's flying in the Leonardo Mad Dog MD-83.
How far are you from Vagar?
Oh, is he? Actually, who's that? I'm trying to work out who that is. That's a CRJ by the looks of it. David saying it's not meant as a dig, but since X-Plane 12 went past the beta, how many updates have they pushed? Is that more X-Plane? I'm not sure, actually, to be fair. I don't really follow X-Plane's updates at all, personally. Someone else might in the chat. Quite a few still use X-Plane, don't they? Here we go. That crosswind look on the windsock, still beating away across the runway. And gusting, you can see it flicking away. Here we go. And the CRJ. Oh! An absolute masterclass. Oh! Spoke too soon.
7895 lining up on that.
Lovely.
Runway 11.
Was that meant to be an MD-80? Yeah, it's meant to be an MD-83. Shifty! Thank you, buddy. Great to have you on board with us. Joining us as a silver frequent flyer. Really appreciate all the support there, buddy. Scandinavians on the hoof, hot-footing it to line up. Let's have a look. Doc's changed the departure now. What's he saying? To My 2 Sierra now. Departures. 12, I2 Sierra, which is actually a lot narrower, so the turn is a lot more complex. So we need to work out our performance. Let's go to Performance Tool, Import from OFP. We're taking off on Vagar 12. Downhill, runway length 1803. Wet. Looks dry to me. There's no. I've had light white rain, but there's no damp, is there? We'll have a look at wet to see what it gives us. We'll go for takeoff optimum, see what that gives us as well with the 1,803 meter runway. I'm expecting flat 15, but remember we're super light, so maybe we'll only get flat 5 again, like we did on the way out. Rating optimum, anti-ice packs on, center of gravity 29.96. Import the weather. Let's see what it gives us. Flat 5. Sail temp of 55 with a D rate. And there's V1118, rotate 121, V2 126. We'll check if we can get into Akureyri. Runway 19 still in use there. Nice level runway. We'll use runway. Oops. Oh, chuffy neck. There we go. A little bit of dry snow. Let's see what it tells us here. Flat 40. Axon anti-ice off, import the weather. There we go, weights in limits. Yeah, good spot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we'll use the performance calculations. So it's telling us flat 5. Let's try it. Flat 5, even though my inside of me, my brain is telling me flat 15, but the V speeds are super low still, aren't they? Look, 118, 119, 133. Rotate 121 there though. So we'll put in what we have on the performance calculator, and 126. Is it 126? V2 126. Wow. Nice. Oh, that's why. 118. Actually, hold on. Buggered that again, haven't I? We want wet. 109. So V1118. 121, 126. Done, done, done. Cruise 400. Climb's done. We can do our descent forecast as well, and we'll have to have a little look at our transition level and stuff. We'll deal with that in the cruise. JBU is, JetBlue 495 is asking, do you recommend FS realistic? I think the question is more in relation to what kind of flying you do. If you were flying on general aviation more than anything else, then FS Realistic's quite good. But if you're flying airliners, I think FS Realistic is just a bit of a waste of cash, to be honest. I've said it a few times, but I find it very unrealistic. 1010, variable at 3. That'll do. We'll just look at that when we get closer. So the departure's done, and we're expecting for an arrival into Akureyri. We'll do the performance calculations again in a second, the actual takeoff page, but I just want to dust this bit off here. Where are we? Flights. Oh, chuffy neck. Import flight. Runway 12, and it's my 2 Sierra. There we go, that's what I wanted. So runway 01 still, 3 knot headwind. A couple of arrival procedures for us. But I think we're just going direct, aren't we, to PEXIM. So we'll just go straight into ILS runway 10 PEXIL like that. So it's basically a direct to final. Little VOR there, Akureyri 1136, and if we want to, we can look further ahead. Where are they? Taxi charts. We've already pinned that. Pin the approach charts there if need be. For the ILS, somebody mentioned earlier on the ILS is balked and it's not in line. But looking at the charts here, it's because it's offset 2.6 degrees, so that'll be why. But again, we'll go through all of that in detail once we get airborne. But let's continue with this. So, cell temps. Aaron, I'm surprised you would have made a profit. That's pretty cool, actually. That thing is a dirty bird. So we had, make a note of this, flap 5, M186.72, takeoff profile 2, and a cell of 55, trim 4.66. So, 55, takeoff 2, climb 2, flap 5, and we'll just change these again. 11A, 121, 126. There we go. That matches a bit more. Runway airport elevation 260. So pressure panel's good. We need to update this to our new one though, 400. Oh, left the probe heats on. Whoopsie doopsie. Oh well. Fuel damper. It's on. That's all good still. Water brake RTO. And let's look at our charts of the departure. So initially up to 640 and then turning right 652, max 250 knots. Sweeping round to 654, max 250 knots, sorry. And then my Guinness 337 NDB. Crossing that. Initial climb clearance by ATC. So what we'll do is we'll set 8,000 because why not? 123 for runway heading. Need to set our speeds as well. Where have they gone? 126, 136. Add the 10. Going to recycle the flight directors. I didn't turn them off after landing. I think we're there. 337. Flick that across. And we want to make sure we've pulled this in a little bit so we can see our departure properly. QNH now 9 at 89 hectopascals. Let's clear the charts. Oh, beautiful. GSX. Prepare for pushback and departure. Now your overlay should all be working.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Hope it is. Should be. 2 screenshots going on there for you now. Zato hopefully is almost ready to push. If not, he's starting his engines, I hope. I'm going to be right back while we connect the tug, just so I can grab a quick bit of water.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Coming in 1 by 5 there.
And
Locking gear.
And Vagar traffic, Antonov 2525, starting engines.
Jolly good. How long are you going to be, Zato, for engine start? Because we're ready to push. What was I going to check as well? Have we pulled our flight plan in? Yes, so the flight plan is done, that's already. Have we started New Sky? Yes. Vega to Akureyri. Alrighty. Give me 2 minutes. Is it a Control E moment, Zato? Imagine sitting in your aeroplane, right, and you look out and you just see that next to you. Incredible. So we're going to basically wait for Zato because we want to see him start up and take off ahead of us, I guess. We're actually late already now off blocks, so we might get a little bit of a penalty on New Sky, which I'll dock out of Zato's wages. Looks like he's got engines 1 and 2 started. Is it 1 and 2? No, 6 and 5.
Dock it out of my wages, it'll be worth it.
They look all on, actually. Yeah, it's just the way the AI loads in. But my goodness, the size of that thing. I mean, the Faroe Islands, folks, is just beautiful, isn't it? Look at that, and the cloud has broke now and it's lifted for us. So we're going to see it again in a bit more detail from above. Oh, look at the river up there. That's
Vagar traffic,
appears to be flowing down.
2525, taxiing to runway 12.
Jeez, here we go.
And backtracking.
Vega traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie, stand by after the Antonov 225 Super. Push and starts. Which way do I want to go? Nose right, tail left. Nose left, tail right. That's the one. Off he goes. Chappy neck. Shocks are removed.
Release parking brakes.
Anti-collision lights
Osprey
on.
Lima Whiskey, stand to...
Let's pop the wing lights off. We don't need those.
Release parking brakes.
Music off. Car brakes off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Mission mode ground. Got to put the packs off. Somebody was moaning about packs on for engines 1 and 2, so let's turn it on, see what we get. See if there's any difference. Bloody GSX.
Set parking brakes.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Engine 1 start. So far, literally no difference, except for the fact that a solenoid might... I've just dropped the plane. Solenoid might wear out quicker. We don't have to worry about that in flight sim. Jeez, the size of that thing. Bloody hell. Real shame they don't exist anymore. It doesn't exist anymore, except for in flight sim. Hey, has Microsoft, or has Asobo, whoever it is that took the money, they sent the money to Antonov yet? Like they said they were meant to. There's the question of the
Tow
day.
truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Rove's already on because I forgot to turn them off. That's all good, that's all set. Center tanks are off because they're empty. APU can come off. Let's whack Engine start levers onto continuous. Pop taxi lights on. Flat 5.
Is everybody ready? Because Antonov 2525 Super
Right.
departing runway
And
12.
left and back and forward and right and centre and
Nail
left
it, Zardo.
and centre. Okay, let's watch him.
Let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
And Antonov 2525 is rolling.
Absolute cowboy. Here we go. What? Bloody size of it. Yeah, just one less step. The thing is he going to take off in time? Because there's the end of the runway. No way. What? Impossible. Has he got like minus 3,000 kilograms weight?
Are you carrying cotton wool in that,
It's possible,
Zardo?
Antonov 2525 airborne 1,000 feet.
I think he's carrying helium.
I'm carrying a semi-truck.
Sorry, you broke after semi. Right, what? LNAV, BNAV, auto thrust. What a wreck RTO. Flaps 5, brakes off. That's all good. Something about semi. Antonov 225s. Traffic will leave on. Terrain on. What the hell was that? Did you guys see that on the TCAS map? No idea. But Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 is taxiing to the hold point. There we are, little moving map.
Vagar traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, taxiing to hold point after their company 738.
So we know where we're going, let's just zoom out a little bit there. And we go to minimum screen, we go onto here. We want to go on departure. SID. I2 Sierra, which is that one. We're going to go to night mode, because it's getting a bit dark. Let's change the balance of that. We can see our little plane. So we'll be able to follow along on the SID. Got sunset. Yeah, that's it, living on a player, you're right. We're going to have to wait, he's going to have to fly manually around Akureyri until we're all in so we can watch him land. Fuel flow reset rates. MCP's checked and set. Taxi lights off, runway turn off lights on. There to strobe steady, that's all set and checked.
If you could hear me, I'll do a hold and I'll let you all land first.
Nice one there. Vagar traffic Osprey 165 is backtrack 12.
Vagar traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey.
Look at that, my goodness. Just stunning. Definitely helium in his cargo, Robson, absolutely. And apparently lots of semis. I don't think I've auto thrust, that's all good, flaps 5 and green. There's the windsock. Always look for it. And right at the edge of the cliff, let's hope we don't stuff this up. It'll be a stream that will be remembered forever as we end up in the bay, probably on one of those ferries. My goodness. Look at that drop. Round we go. A little bit of power. Such impressive photogrammetry. Just stunning. Round we go. Okay. And Osprey 165 is taking off at Vagar. Runway 12, my 2 Sierra departure, Vagar. 40%. Engines are good. Go. Stick into wind, folks.
And Vagar traffic, Osprey 2472 is pushing back from stand 3. Vagar traffic.
80 knots.
Wide a bit of left rudder.
V1.
Rotate.
Going uphill at the same time, not
Vagar
ideal.
traffic, Osprey 15 Whiskey.
Sinking downhill as well. Whoa.
Backtrack for 012.
My goodness, this weather.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Wow. Spectacular. It's almost 17 knots there, gusting. CMDA engaged, or RTO, that's all good. And climbing away. Look at that. Magical. That's quite something. Crew flaps up. Look at it stretching all the way off into the distance there as well, just really cool. But the weird cliff edges though kind of ruin it, because you've got beautiful mountains like that and then you get like a weird cliff edge right there on final. It's a little bit messy. £1 million, Sato, my goodness. Round we go. Vagar traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie, final call through 4,000 feet. Mikey Yankee 2 Sierra departure. Bye. That's all good. Heading on up. Let's keep it rolling. 40,000 feet. And to make it really difficult, I'm a little bit worried that we're going to be arriving in Akureyri in darkness. I don't think we planned this through. Let's go to standard pressure now. Look at that. Bam. Flight level. Dosh. There's 8,000. Have it. Or 7,000. And if we pick the right one... Oops. My goodness. Sorry about that. Look at that. We're going to have to turn the landing lights off in a sec as well. Actually, I'll do that now while we turn, because we are climbing like a rocket. A little early, but who cares? There's the islands from above. This is such a challenging, technical and brutal approach to Vagar as well. We've done pretty well. We'll have to hold the time about this, yeah. Kind of this kind of sunset-y time.
Vagar traffic, Osprey 157 Whiskey,
This is like the intro, Doc says, yeah. Should be. Living on a player, no worries, buddy. Hope the appointment's all good. You can always watch the stream back as well if you guys miss any of it. No idea what to expect into Akureyri, but obviously we've got wonderful photogrammetry for Iceland now in the World Update 15, and Akureyri Gaia simulations created with that snow on the runway that we had on departure as well, making it a little bit tricky. That wing flex bouncing away. Probably quite a lot of turbulence to the way out, the way back as we had on the way out rather. Look at that.
Traffic, Osprey World Cargo Whiskey.
I had a little look yesterday to see how big my MSFS folder is inside or on my computer, and it's almost 500 gigabytes in size. Clipper says, I've never heard us laugh so much during a stream. The joy is the joy he needed this morning. Good to hear.
Traffic, Osprey 2472.
You can't glide in MSFS, you just go through each other basically.
Runway 12.
There's an aeroplane there taking off. There's Vagar. Oh, there, just in that little bit of cloud. Very nice. Look how quick we're climbing in this as well. Landing elevation in Akureyri is 0, so we'll just set that now. It saves us doing it later on because we already know that. That's what the figure is going to be when we get there. And there's our little position on the chart overlay in that EFB. About to head over McGuinness NDB. New METAR, Doc says, there it is. So wind 060 at 4 knots. So we've got a bit of a crosswind now again to contend with. Temperatures dropped now to 2 degrees Celsius and the dew point -1. So there's only a 2 degree spread there, which means that the weather might be getting a little bit worse. We might see the visibility begin to drop. Autopilot reset. No one has lost. Discontinuity. How the chuffing heck did I not notice that? All good. So, arrivals. Oh, we selected this. ILS 01. Via Pexil, no stars. Execute. There's a discontinuity there again, which is really screwing it up. It doesn't like this, does it? Look at that. Confusing the hell out of the jet. Anyway, we're good. Good job it's cargo. So, to Pexil, hold at Pexil, Pexil, a bit confusing. We might just delete those two there and just fly straight in. But anyway, 6,100 feet at or above at Pexil, and then joining the ILS from 4,800 feet. Let's have a look to see how that translates on the chart, shall we? ILS 01. So there's Pexel and the holds. If we're arriving via November Bravo NDB, it's there. We'd be coming in 065, but we're not. We're coming in direct to Pexel. And then we're just going to go straight onto the approach. So 6,000 feet at Pexel, and then heading inbound 010 degrees for a 2.6 degree offset lock course ILS. A frequency of 108.9er. Lots of terrain all around us here, including a peak there at 4,066 feet for us to be careful of. There should be some lead-in lights here as well. Do I think BIAR have put them in? Probably not. Probably not. I'll be pleasantly surprised if they have. Transition altitude 7, so we'll go for transition level 8,000. There's the elevation there. Minimums are at the bottom. Category C aircraft, 430 feet on the Barrow. Although to be fair,
Vegas traffic Osprey 2472, wrong, runway 12.
we could probably get away with that, because we can definitely climb at 5%. So we'll set 320. I wonder if we're going to overtake Zato. That'd be great. Overtaking the Antonov. That would look quite cool. Yeah, oh, that's a good point actually. Well, I was going to brief it properly when we got there, Doc, but I might as well finish it now. The glide slope, 5.3 degrees. Now, let's compare that against Innsbruck, which is lowy, isn't it? So 5.3 degrees for this ILS approach. Approach. .77. 3.77. 3.77. And that feels steep into Innsbruck, doesn't it, at times? Wow. 3.77 I think is the highest. Let's have a look at all of them. 3.56. So yeah, we're in for a bit of a tough one I think. 8.4 miles, we want to be at 4,800. And because of the steep glide slope, 5.3 degrees, the speed's going to run away from us pretty quick. This is a really steep approach, folks. Double that almost of a normal ILS approach. So we need to be configured prior to getting that nose down. If we have flaps, gear down, all of that extended, then we're going to have lots of drag on the aircraft, and that will help keep our speed from accelerating away. Lugano, yes. We've flown into Lugano once, haven't we? Or was that somewhere else? I can't remember. I remember flying into one place in a valley, and it was really tough. I think possibly one of the hardest approaches we've done on the stream. This might top or match that. Runway 01. We'll do 8 miles. Yeah, good spot, Doc. Very good spot. Forecast. So what did we say? 80, didn't we? I had 1,000 just to be safe. We've done our winds request already. Fix rings are in. We are expecting to be weighing 48.4 tons when we get on the ground. How's our fuel balance? It's not too bad there. 0.03. The turbulence is kicking in again. Look at that. Wind as well. And we can see from here, it's already got the ILS frequencies input for us. So we're going to select flap 40, 120. Really slow, isn't it, actually? +5 is only 125 knots. Slowest I've flown at a 738 approach, I think. 1089. And again for this, 1089. And we've also got the we've got a couple of NDBs, and we've got a VOR, I believe, as well, haven't we? So Akureyri VOR, which is on a frequency 1136. Tune both of those, and we've also got the Akureyri NDB, which is 415. So that's those frequencies set and input. We need to make sure our approach bearing is correct. So 010. Same with course nav 2. 010. It'll be a little bit of a left turn as we make our approach later. Bit of manual flight. That's good, that's good, that's good. QNH 1011, so a very small difference in air pressure. Set. And I'm going to foresee auto brake 3. Performance tool. Landing en route. Landing craft 40, packs on, anti-ice off, all off, auto brake 3, normal conditions VREF 5, import the weather, 01, we'll go for 2200, so we'll drop 200 meters off just in case. Auto brake 3, look at that, wow, lots of space, so we'll smooth it out, auto brake 2. Potentially auto, flap 30 might be better for us actually. Flap 30, auto brake 2, and both reverses. I think that's going to work pretty nicely. And that, folks, is really stunning, isn't it? Let's try and get away from that bloody seat. Look at that. Getting thrown around everywhere, spilling spilling me coffee, but on to go. Really stunning. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If you haven't already, make sure you press the like button. Don't have descent forecasts. We're at cruise pretty much now anyway. Done a fixed ring. Alrighty. $6,000 at Pexel. I'm going to delete that and go straight to Pexel without the hold. And there's the Antonov. Hopefully we'll catch up. Yeah, great screenshot. Can't go any faster. Mach 80, almost at the barber pole. Won't go much quicker. Auto brake 2, wasn't it? And flap 30. So we're going to change the figures. We said that we were going to have an estimated landing weight of 48.4 tons. There we go. Well, so 127, 132. And full reverse thrust. So basically, if we don't set up in good time for this approach, the speed's just going to start to accelerate and it'll become unstable quite quickly. We'll end up having to it basically will force a go around. Because we're going to track an NDB for the missed approach, I'm going to flick that across to ADF1 as well. Zato, what's your speed? Darren, good afternoon. There is a backtrack that's going to be required as well at Akureyri. Aaron, very nice. You timed your arrival impeccably well. Max 6.2, wow. We're going to catch you up really fast then. So in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to move the camera around here to try and get a wicked screen grab of him. We'll try and get a few screenshots of him, I think. What we can do is just monitor him as we stalk. Let's have a little look at Volanta. We've got Raven Panda Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey behind. Oh my goodness, loads of screenshots from him. Look at that. That's a great screen grab. Oh. Tighter than it looked. It looked tight, but my goodness. One wrong move there and you're off. Departure, beautiful. That'd be Zato in his Antonov 225. Fantastic. Oh, he might have got me taking off as well. There we go. Skirt. GSX does need to fix that. I don't know how they would though, but it's a bit weird, isn't it? Ian's behind. Osprey 2472. No screeny grabs yet. Badger's just slightly to our right hand side, but he's flying offline. Zato in his Antonov 225 Super. Look at that. Absolute beast. And Scandinavian 905 up the front. And we've got Aaron in the Mad Dog down here. There's a screenshot. Ooh, retro livery. Old school. Lillehammer 94. There's good old Akureyri. So, our routing's a bit weird because Volanta for some reason thinks we're going off to NDB Mike Yankee in Equatorial Guinea, Mengo Mayen Airport, to be precise. We don't quite have enough fuel for that little detour. It is only round the corner though, but instead we're actually flying a straight line straight to Pexil there, and then immediately in. Top of descent in 100 miles. A little bit of a headwind pushing against us. And that Antonov is getting closer. She's slow. She's flying a bit low. What's your true airspeed, Zato, actually, out of curiosity? So we're flying along flight level 400, Mach 80. We should really be Mach 81, but I think we are struggling to get there. True airspeed of 460 knots. Ground speed 450. Not sure if we're going to overtake him before top of descent, to be fair. Because he had a heck of a head start on us. Turbulence is throwing us all over the place. Aeroplane's doing a good job keeping it in track. There's not one there, 1148. It's a Takan. Is it? Yeah, it's a Takan. Oh well. That's going to be our little approach. If I put that onto VFR map, you can see all the terrain around us here. So there's Pexil, and you can see there all our routing in. It's going to be quite scenic. Just got to hope that sun stays up out there. Rab says he's looking at sim aware and the Antonov 225 looks even bigger. Can't even see it here yet. Tiny, tiny. What's his cruise? It must be about 340 or something quite low. Gotta get ahead of him. The runway heading is 008 degrees, so it's only 2 degrees off track. The lock course is offset by 2.6 degrees according to the charts. So it'll be a little bit like Innsbruck, where the ILS will actually not point you towards the threshold, it's pointing us somewhere else. And that'll be because we're descending into that valley. I have to look at our heating schedule because it feels really ruddy cold here at the minute. It's only 9 degrees outside. Getting closer. See, I think he's too low for us to actually be able to see. Oh, he must be really low though. He looks low, all the way down there. This was a cruise of like 18,000 feet. $280 Zato, crikey. I think you're so low in comparison to us that we won't even be able to see you if we overtake. Oh, no, I'll tell a lie. He's so big. There he is. The size of that thing. Bloody brilliant. Ignore me, Aaron. Look at the turbulence, guys, just wobbling the aeroplane all over the place. On the outside, it actually looks quite dramatic, doesn't it, compared to what it looks like in the flight deck. You can see it yawing about and being quite fluid in the air, which is quite cool to see actually in MSFS. Looks like the overtake is on. I can't quite believe it, Epic. Thanks for subscribing, NickWatt10. Great to have you on board with us. There he is, the beast. Going to try and keep an eye on our top of descent because we'll be distracted by overtaking Zato that we'll miss it entirely. So what did we want to be? Pexil at 6,000 feet. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and reset the MCP altitude now to 6. We've got LNAV and VNAV both active as our modes currently. Water brake is set. That's the caution checked. Landing altitude is set and checked. We're kind of just ready for it now. Just need to overtake him. Darren's just left Heathrow down to LPPT. Let's have a quick look while the overtake builds. We'll try and find you. Just left Heathrow. Ah, it's Bluebird 5 Lima India. Is that you? Oh, look at Heathrow in the background. I'm not sure if that is you. I think it might be. Really nice. I think it is you. Epic. I remember reading it at school many years ago, but beyond that, I can't remember anything about it, to be honest. So it made a lasting impression. Rex is off to Kiruna, new Kiruna scenery. I almost had a little look at that today, actually, to be fair. Here we go. I was hoping to see 6 contrails, but we're not. we got here? Trying to just get the screenshot right. Right, zoom time. Let's overtake. The size of that bloody thing. See how we can be a bit arty with this. It's quite difficult just getting a screenshot of another aircraft, isn't it, half the time? Still got a bit of an overtake still going. He did. It looked wildly unrealistic, David. As I'm sure you probably guessed. My drone camera keeps doing this rotatey thing. There we are. Gobble gobble. There she is, the big girl. Absolute beast of a jet. You not go down the side of the tail and get the livery in as well? What do you mean? Like this? It doesn't really... Oh! 6 contrails! So he's gone smoke, go! That's incredible! Look at that! That's just made the screenshot 10 times better. But it's now at an awkward angle, so I can't quite get it. Connection lost. Go away, MSFS. Now is not the time. Let's just sort that, because the drone camera keeps rotating, so I'm having to level it against the horizon constantly, and it's really annoying. Come on. The overtake's still active. There we go, that's probably as good as we're going to get. His aileron is up there apparently. Well, that was good. I think I've mashed the heck out of the screenshots. Bird, good question, I'm not sure. So many good ones. Oh my goodness, look at that. I've not seen the sim generate light effects and the scenery look like that before. That's incredible. Yeah, I was about to say that is insane. What is the sim becoming, folks? This is just remarkable. Look at that. And the detail below as well, look at that, it's just... Oh yeah, hats off to Asobo and Microsoft, this is just incredible. Even that view there across the wing. My goodness. And if that looks like that at 40,000 feet, I think we're in for a treat with an approach into Akureyri, where we started today. Iceland tearing off up the distance there, the coast. And we're now into descent as well. What's it like on the other side? Ooh. Jeez. Let's go to, is it that one? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it just keeps on delivering, David. And now imagine what Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is going to look like. Go on Valanta quick. That's our active flight. What about Zarto's? Zoom past him. Oh yeah. Off he goes. Rocket ship. Already like those. So how can I fly for your virtual airline, Helmo is asking. Good question. All you've got to do is head to newsky.app, I think it is. What's happened there? Oh, there it is. That scenery's breathtaking. Failing that, Helmo, you can go to britishavgeek.com and then on our website there's a little tab that will take you to Osprey Airways. It will give you some information. All of our liveries are on there as well that you can download. So you click it, it will take you to flightsim.to where you'll be able to download the relevant liveries. Our Osprey Airways model matching rule set for VATSIM is on the website as well, and it will also, with a link, take you to New Sky where you can sign up and join us. Joey says the new sky colours make it even more impressive, so that's in the beta at the moment, right? I'm looking forward to seeing them. It's even without the new sky colours. Michael, hello buddy. So the payware was Vagar, but there's a nice freeware by Super Spud which is worth getting and checking out really, rather than buying a payware scenery for Vagar, unless you really want it. The Bravo India Alpha Romeo though, Akureyri Airport is a free airport developed by BIAR Simulations for the World Update that released the other day. So World Update 15, one of its included airports. That. This photogrammetry really does make a heck of a difference, doesn't it? That looks realistic. It looks like real life buzzing over the top of Iceland. But they've done Greenland, they've done Sweden, Norway, Finland, they've done... have they done Denmark? I'm not sure if they have. And they've done Iceland as well, and the Faroe Islands as part of this World Update. It's huge. Couple of decel points coming up. Christian said they've improved Canada as well. Yes, actually, you make a good point. They there's a couple of... I don't know if it will allow links, Joey, unless you're a moderator. I don't think it does. You might have to put it in our Discord server, buddy. Go and have a little look after the stream. Yeah, there was an update for Canada. There was an update for New Zealand as well, actually, wasn't there? Yesterday, I've noticed in my content manager. Lewis, hello to you. Didn't the TFDI Design MD11 release today? No, not quite. The collector's edition pre-order for the pre-order, basically a paid-for alpha, that released today. I haven't got it because I didn't want to pay $80 for a payware alpha, collector's edition payware release thingy. I think we're all still going to be waiting probably another 6 months for the normal version to be released, at a guess. I'm not sure, because it still doesn't have custom LNAV or VNAV or anything like that in it. It's very default, which personally I wouldn't really appreciate or enjoy if I'd paid $80 to have an alpha given to me a year and a bit later. Basically just an exterior model with default systems. But I would be keen to check it out. That's the only thing, really.
Level.
I would be quite interested in having a look at it and reviewing it and stuff like that, maybe in the future. But again, I don't really speak with TFDI Design, so I don't really have any contact with them. The exterior model, from what I've seen, looks really nice. Really, really nice. But I just don't know if they've put much system depth into it just yet. Looks like we're going into this cloud pretty deep. The cloud's building, in fact, isn't it? So let's pull the METAR in the live chat for BIAR, see what it gives us. If not, we'll look on the tablet. It's only here. So wind 060 degrees at 4 knots, few clouds 1,500 feet. That's the proper METAR there with normal. Scattered 2,400, broken 50, 5,000. Plus 2 degrees, minus 1 for the dew point QNH1011. Doc's got the new METAR though. Variable at 3 knots, all the 9s, few clouds 1,700, broken 39, plus 2, minus 1, QNH1011. Thanks, Doc. QNH is the same, and the winds are good for our approach. It's an offset ILS with a very, very, very steep approach. Was it 5.7 degrees or something insane? So we're in for a challenge. 40 miles to Pexel. Bird, do it. Montreal was lovely. Have we done Montreal? Oh, I'm thinking of Winnipeg. I don't think we've done Montreal yet, have we? So that's on the list. Turn some of these down because it's getting a bit night time now. We can sort our displays out accordingly. If we punch through that cloud, it's going to be a bit dark, so we want floodlights off but panel lights on. We just set it all up nicely for us so our eyes can begin to adjust. Wrong coast, David, yeah. If it's not Vancouver, you're not interested. How do you spell Montreal? B-A-N-C-O-U. Hey, we're in for a treat. Bang on sunset in Akureyri. Jetty flies, not yet. Got to wait for them to actually make it good before I think about that. Rightio. Last couple of minutes, about 10 minutes to landing. Nose is coming up for 10,000. We'll begin to decelerate. To be fair, what speed is going to target at Pexil? 198. Chopping neck. 180, please. Oh Christ, that wrong one. 180 slash. Flight to 10 for the speed brake. Landing lights, runway turn off lights. Wing lights, there we go. I'm going to put a little bit of icing on, just for a bit. I'll probably forget to turn it off nearer the time, but hey ho. Depends on your budget, Whitson. This landscape is just remarkable. Looks like the nose has come down quite a bit there. Jump back into the flight deck in a second, see what is the crack. As we are delivering some lovely Osprey gin to Akureyri, Iceland.
Traffic,
Look at this.
2525, and at the
Look at that.
we will hold at 6,000.
Actually, I have to go to vertical speed mode here because I'm not convinced we're going to be at a safe altitude over this. Akureyri traffic Osprey 165 Charlie QNH 1011 currently flight level 80 inbound Pexel for 6,000 ILS 01 expected. Akureyri traffic. Highs of 4. Okay, so that should be 2,000 above. I'm going to come down to minimum clean, I think. We'll go 200 to begin with. That's slow enough. It is Iceland, yeah. So, through local pressure, through the transition level, sorry, we'll go now to our local pressure of QNH 1011. Look at that. My goodness. Maybe it's not so bad us being too low around this. Oh yes, that's incredible. Oh my goodness. Yes, Greenland was in the update. 1 to go, terrain at 5 for peaks. So let it recalculate what's ahead. 39. 192 knots. Let's get rid of the music. Pop those onto continuous for now. I'm going to put engine anti-ice off, wing anti-ice off, lights, signs, altitudes checked. That's our radar kicking in. Keeping an eye on that. It'll just have to be a bit smooth and a bit level, and then we're going to skip over this. Oh my goodness, that looks absolutely remarkable. Have we seen landscape in any flight sim that looks like this before? Ever? Just amazing. Right, frequencies, ILS, bing bing. Four eights. Flaps 10. 180. Akureyri traffic, Osprey 165 is established ILS 08, 13 miles. Flight detent 160. Speed's good for gear down. 900 foot per minute. Flap 15 selected. Gear down's green, 3 green, auto brake 2. There's the runway. My goodness, this looks steep. But
traffic, probably not vacated.
somebody says the runway's not vacated. That's fine. We're at 10 miles. Loads of space. It's empty A and B. Somebody's on the runway there. Missed approach. There's a long convoluted one. Climb straight ahead to 1.6 IAL. Turn left 356 from OE Lock Centre to HJ Lock Centre. Continue 356. 319.
Akureyri traffic, runway is vacated.
Ah, flat 40. Oh. That's insane. And look how steep that is, folks. 8 miles. Glide slope's now alive. Five. 127. 132. Now I might get a freeze here. There we go. That's flight control replay. Basically trying to record
Traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey,
the state of my aircraft, so we can replay this approach, because it looks incredible, doesn't it? So let's replay it. That's set. Continuous light signs, that's all good, that's all set. Okay. 132. Gear down, we are flat 30. Correct myself, real quick here. Flat 30 and gear down 3 green, auto brake 2, 132. Okay, my throttles. My controls. Akureyri traffic, Osprey 165 Charlie is 4 miles final. 0, 1.
2500.
4 white, but we've got this offset lock which is bringing us in. Got this little crosswind that's coming all of a sudden as well, so I'm just correcting that. Apparently we're below the glide slope, but look how high we are. This is insanely steep. My goodness. So we're flying a visual approach now. We've got visual of the runway. I'm not going to worry about the ILS. Either it shows we're off track from the ILS, but we're visual now, so we're going to turn it off. We're going to hand fly the aeroplane. Speed's good. Lots of trim just to hold us steady through this.
1,000.
Adjustments all over the place. Below the glide slope, but that's fine. Again, we've gone to a visual approach and now idled the throttle. Glide slope warning. Disregard. Steve J, hello buddy. No leading lights here. Oh, there is. Is that one leading light? I'm not sure what it is.
500.
Oh, there we go. Very weakly done though by Gaia.
400. Approaching minimums.
They're not leading lights at all.
Minimums.
They're just approach lights.
200.
Looking ahead, spectacular views.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Reverse green. Hello, Mikhail, welcome. 80 knots. Just go to manual brakes, get rid of the reversers because we've got to roll all the way down to the runway now. There's the touchdown, bam! Just after the touchdown aiming point there. 201 foot per minute, 1.15 G, I'll take it. Crikey, this is a long runway. That's a massive ship. There's not even a turning zone, so I think I'll just backtrack here. My goodness. That is really incredible. Shall I be quick? Help the other guys out. What a brake disarm. Flaps up. There we go, flaps are up, jolly good. Oh, that's the MSFS braking bug. Fergie, welcome buddy. traffic off. Akureyri traffic Osprey 165 Charlie is now vacating 01. Back to stand 1, I think. I don't even need that on. We're going to park by our own kind of view because we don't have a GSX profile for this. This is designed for an aircraft a lot bigger than, a lot smaller than this. I'm going to whack it right on the arrow. Power brake is on. So I'm not going to turn the engines off because we've obviously been recording this. We want to replay it. That'd be quite cool. So with that in mind, I'm going to go to New Sky, have a little look. Engines need to come off. Chuffy neck. Right. There we are. Let's turn them off. Now we can close it. Loss because of the tiny bit of cargo we took with us, but another score of 10. Happy days.
Traffic, Akureyri traffic, Antonov 2525, we're leaving the hold for the ILS, for the visual approach runway 01.
If you bleed. Backs off. You're like master caution dual bleed there, that's why we start the engines with the bleeds off. Starter back up though. Cameras, there we go. Follow aircraft. Right, Zato is inbound in his Antonov 225. That's a bit of a weird texture issue there, isn't it? Look at that. Come on, Gaia. Could have done better than that. Hey, there's the little Scandinavian that took off out of Vagar. That is a mighty steep approach. You can see that little white dot there. That is one of the guys coming in. Come on, engines. You can do it. Is this the Antonov? Where'd he go? Oh, he's over there now. Where's he gone? It's where we find out he's put the wrong airport into his into his GPS unit. Oh, no way. My sim's just crashed. It's flight control replay. Has it? Oh, that just zoomed back. I don't know what it's doing. I've got no control of my thing. I can't press insert. I've got drone cam. No, it hasn't crashed. I think whoever that is over there has crashed though. So it froze up horribly then. Bloody hell. A bit of poo came out. That's us. So I'm going to hide on Connectors Observer, because otherwise I'm going to be floating in midair for everybody on final, which is not ideal.
2525, we're on final runway 01.
So that set of lights there is us. Merrily flying along. So we need to set FAP 30
Good luck.
as well.
Thank you.
That's all locked.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust.
Pause are there. Where is he? Parking brake is on. Ah, yeah. I can't get that off though. Oh, there we go. I don't want to mess with it too much because otherwise Flight Control Replay will then just kill the sim. Zato should be almost alongside us now, so if we just go outside. There he is, the Antonov 225 is inbound. Weird having this suspended in midair, isn't it? I reckon I'll hit play because he's miles ahead. We're miles ahead still. So we'll watch our touchdown. Oh, hold on. There he is. He's in view now.
Akureyri traffic, Antonov 2525, short final, runway 01.
Jeez! Here he comes. But Anton taking a little while to update there. My goodness, the size of that thing. Our little 737 isn't even in view yet. And he's further back behind us. Oh wow, look how long the sunset lasts here. That's like 5 hours. And same sunrise, look at that. All the way through to like midday. It's amazing. What a part of the world to come and explore. Sunsets all day, sunrise the rest of the day. Little bit in the middle with just normal daylight. And a 5.7 degree ILS approach. It is remarkable. Jeez, look at the size of that thing. Crosswind. Maybe 5-6 knots. Oh, here he comes. The heck? They've got big LOD issues on this Gaia simulation scenery, haven't they? Look at that. What the heck? Gaia haven't done a great job with this.
Akureyri traffic, Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey. We'll make the approach on this turn at 20 miles from the runway.
The question now is, can the Antonov AN225 land and stop on this tiny little runway here at Akureyri? Oh, Uh-oh. Has he crashed? Hold on, he's cheating again. He's making the runway twice as long. Jeez, good grief.
I haven't crashed. I haven't crashed. That's VATSIM doing VATSIM thing.
VATSIM doing its weird thing. Blame VATSIM, yeah. Poor VATSIM. The size of that thing. Poor folk of Akureyri running for their lives. That ship, he's moving as quick as he can at 6 knots away from the harbour. Crikey. Good effort. Great fun.
Akureyri traffic, Antonov 2525 backtracking.
Right, let's hit play and watch our replay. So this is our touchdown now. We're going to do it twice over. Let's see. Yeah, that one. Very nice. So we'll replay it here, and then after touchdown, we'll have a quick look at the replay as well. We're completely invisible on B-Pilot to everyone else because we're in observer mode. So it allows us to be silent on the radio, but it allows us to kind of be invisible so we can replay our landings. Thanks, VATSIM, Artist says. Oh. To be fair, every landing we've watched so far today on VATSIM, it has appeared as if people have crashed early or landed early, and I don't think any of them have. This Iceland photogrammetry is breathtakingly good. It looks real, doesn't it? Last time I was using flight control replay a lot, by the way, I got a crash to desktop, so I won't hold my breath.
I do not know where I should park. But Antonov 2525 vacated runway.
Little blast of power. Little correction onto runway heading. Here we go. Beautiful. Oh. I forgot there's an Antonov here. Oh my god. Right, let's go back, pause, rewind. Do a full Craig David. Let's go. So this is our replay again. From the outside, looking in. That's so steep, isn't it? It makes it look super quick because of it. And the flare, touchdown. Yeah, buddy. That looked really good. I'm happy with that. Right, I'll pause us for now. We've got another one on final. So again, we are invisible. If you're just tuning in wondering, well, what about VATSIM? We've gone into observer mode, hidden mode on VATSIM, basically. How many more have we got flying in? Ian. Lovely. I reckon Ian.
Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, 5 miles on approach to runway 01.
Yeah, you might be able to leave the hold now, actually. Because you've got to be nice and slow on the approach anyway, so it will give people time to backtrack. And actually, we can backtrack straight away. The second we've slowed down enough, we can just backtrack. So I reckon, Ian, you'll be good, buddy. Wait for him to pop into view. Here he is. Cloud base looks like it's sort of dropping, doesn't it? Look at that view. There's the touchdown zone. Look how high he is. And that's normal. 5.7 degrees glide slope. Insane. All white on the pappies all the way in. I think the argument here is once you're visual, you turn the autopilot off like we did. And you just hand fly it anyway. It's the Fenix A320. That cloud rolling on past. Different layers that are interacting with each other. Weird. That's incredible. Anyway, let's watch his landing. He's in the Eurovision special livery as well. Oh, that's bright. There goes your retina. And good old Fenix with its weird AI thing, with this with model matching, and it zips that a lot. Lovely job. Next one's coming in, but what I want to do quick, this is Ian that's left inbound.
Akureyri traffic, Osprey World 5 Lima Whiskey, backtracking runway 01.
I want to grab a screenshot right there. Bosh. Oh, chuffing heck. What keybind is that that's clashing? I think it's zip. A and D. Why has Flight Control Replay all of a sudden got the same bloody keybinds as the sim? Don't even know how to solve that. Right, anyway, we touch down there, don't we? That's so confusing. It's basically, if I go there... Oh, for goodness sake. This actually made it quite difficult. There we go. Right. Can't touch any of the buttons. W? W safe. Oh yeah. Bosh. That's all I wanted to do.
What traffic? Osprey 15 Lima Whiskey, vacated runway.
Just wanted to get a screenshot.
Thank you. Traffic Osprey 2472 is on final for runway 12.
Here he comes, bloody whipper. Final pilot in. Getting dark and gloomy now, look. The hills look so impressive. Toby, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing to the channel, buddy. Derek's, no dates at all, buddy. Oh, quite a lot of losses today. I don't think any of us have made a profit just because the routes are so dead on New Sky. No cargo, no passengers basically. So we just burnt tons of fuel. But less loss than one pilot managed to do over the last 2 days. Record-breaking losses on New Sky, I think, completely. Almost £2.5 million lost by one guy alone on New Sky. 2 days. Impressive. Ah, Flying Panda, good stuff. What have we got here? Probably about 4 miles. Zato nonsense. Innsbruck next week.
And Osprey 2472, 4 nautical miles from
Oh, that was a good guess.
runway 12, Akureyri traffic.
Was it the yellow Eurovision? No, not confirmed. I was just jesting. I haven't really planned the routes for next week. Not sure where we're going to fly. It is the winter season though now, so Innsbruck could be a good one. Flying Panda says out 7.5 because the Phoenix went weird and I stalled. Oof. Was that on short final? Had no speed tape on approach. Wow, that's incredible. That's really weird. Bug with the Phoenix. Ah, Doc, boo. It would still happen on Flight Sim though, I'm sure. Here comes Ian. Looking good. Nice to see the other Eurovision livery today. It's rare we see both on the model matching at the same time. Oh, wonderfully done. Awesome. Oh, he stopped there as well. Show off. Well, there we go, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. Bit of a random routing, really. But we've headed out of here. Lovely Akureyri to Vagar on Microsoft Flight Simulator. The PMDG 737-800 as well, with its universal flight tablet. And the remarkable World Update 15, which if you haven't already downloaded, the bits and bobs from the content manager or the marketplace.
And Akureyri traffic.
All this, it's heavy on the hard drive, but my goodness, absolutely spectacular. I can really recommend it. Keep your eye on the channel. Not sure when the next live stream will be. Probably maybe Tuesday, if not Wednesday. And hello, UC, joining us at the end. I hope you're well. But when we do schedule the stream, it will be over in our Discord server, so be sure to join us there as well. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to everybody who's hit the like button as well, all of our new subscribers and our channel members for flying along and tuning in wherever you are in the world. I'll see you next week. Enjoy the week ahead and the weekend to come as well. I look forward to seeing your screenshots over in Discord. Take care. Thanks for watching.
Cheers guys, have a good one. See ya.